Hello.
On a clapping thing, yeah? How are you doing to cheeks these days?
I always do that to cheeks.
Sir.
Clap them.
Skip, bruv. Are we actually recording?
We're recording.
Done now.
Done now.
What gone? Yeah.
Episode 5.
Episode 5. We've made it. 5 episodes.
5 episodes.
Can you imagine?
I can't.
Can't you?
I can't imagine.
We're here, though. You don't need to imagine. It's the reality.
What gone, G?
I'm blessed, brother. What are you telling me?
Not much.
Yeah.
Not much. I will get into it. But first, welcome to the Hold It Down podcast. Big M's, a.k.a. the conductor.
Done now.
Big
Conducting
Mike.
since 1994. Hold
a.k.a.
it down.
the regulator.
My brother.
Out here again.
So what? Hold It Down podcast episode 5?
Yeah, man.
Episode 5, you know.
Episode 4 did well.
Did it?
Yeah, I got a lot of positive feedback.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are the people saying?
Sounds better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The vibe is great.
Yeah.
We're finally finding our flow.
Yeah. Okay. Apologies, everyone, for the audio issues that we've had in the previous episodes. It seems to be rectified in episode 4, because I listened back to it and it definitely sounds a whole lot better.
Around the hour mark, there is a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, I didn't get that far.
Yeah, it's okay.
But that's not to say that the people shouldn't get that far.
The people should get that far.
Watch.
Yeah, it is a work in progress. I am the acting producer and I'm learning on the job, so...
Could be doing better, but it's fine. It's fine.
It's the last episode we're ever going to record in our lives.
It's definitely not. Hold It Down podcast, episode 5. Welcome back, people. We'll be doing this for a very long time, inshallah. And hopefully you man are going to start listening and subscribing and liking and watching and earing and doing all this, yeah? Because we're not doing this for the sake of it. We want to one day like try and get some money out of this, you know what I'm saying? So, word to episode 4, Burstman. Well, let's leave it there because we said it way too much.
Way too many times. The Burstman counter went true.
Yeah. But true say, if Mandem gave burstments, we would stop talking about it.
And also, the audio issues would probably be gone because I would be,
Yeah, well, let's stop talking about burstments now because it's a bit too much. We're asking for too much. We're not giving it enough. And we're asking for too much.
I think we're giving a lot.
Do you think?
We're giving a lot of ourselves. We're giving a lot of our personal lives. We're giving a lot of knowledge that 2 young, thriving men, and 29 years old, have learned over their whole lives. This is priceless knowledge.
Are we young and thriving at 29?
No. I don't feel like I'm young and thriving.
We're no longer that young.
I've got back pain.
Brav.
My structure.
Tell me about it. Yeah. My back's not been backing me for time. Do you know what my back is?
Yeah.
Harry Maguire post the last 12 games.
That's mad.
Pre the last 12 games, rather.
Just
back.
Shambolic.
Shambolic at the back.
Yeah.
Shambolic at the back.
Just had to be taken out of the team.
Yes. Came back and done all right. Episode 5 of the Hold It Down podcast. The intro's moving all mad. That's because we don't have any structure. And we don't care. We don't care. We're just here as 2 individuals who are hilarious, vibey, funny, good looking. Do you know what I mean?
You're talking all the right things to me right
Bro,
now.
listen.
My ego's being stroked.
Our sauce is unmatched. Talking of sauce, what's your top 3 condiments? We spoke about this and said we would talk about it on the podcast, but I don't think it's long enough for us to make an episode out of.
No.
So
that's a good first question. Okay.
Let's jump straight into it. What's your top 3 condiments, brother?
You can't go, look, mayo, real thing. Not no light mayo, that's not mayo. Real mayo. If I'm feeling
fat mayo.
Full fat mayo when I'm feeling saucy, yeah?
Okay.
That's not an everyday occurrence. The calories are mad. Watch yourself. But, yeah. Mayo.
Okay.
Sriracha.
That's a good shout.
It's a bad man thing.
It's a good shout. It's a good shout.
Yeah. Last one. Oof. Maybe chili sauce. Bossman chili sauce.
That's what I was waiting for. Bossman chili sauce is the one.
Yeah. Chicken Valley, Chicken Cottage.
Them
ones
that will make your toilet bowl a madness the next day if you consume too much. That's the kind of chili sauce.
It leaves you feeling burned.
Bro, you want your bowels on fire, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, and
100%.
you overdo it, and then you wonder why you overdid it, but it was so good in the moment that it was worth it.
Sriracha's a good shout. Do you know what, though? I don't think mayo makes my top 3.
No.
I don't think mayo makes my top 3.
Really?
Mayo's sick, but I don't think it's top 3 vibes.
Okay, so what's your top 3?
This is off the cuff thing, yeah?
Off the cuff.
BBQ has got to be there, bro.
I was fighting. It was fighting
Bro,
fighting for last space, bro.
Last play. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think BBQ's number 1 for me.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
So, bro, it's something that I like on occasion. It's not something I can smack every day.
Bro, fried chicken wings with barbecue sauce. You don't get better than that.
I can't do it every day though.
I don't know, man. BBQ's the one for me. Barbecue sauce, I feel, is number 1 for me. Bossman chili sauce is probably number 2.
We already know how we feel about that.
Bossman chili sauce is probably number 2.
Yeah.
And you know what? Number 3 is open, you know? I'm open to a third one. I don't know. It's not going to be mayo. I don't think it's going to be ketchup either. Do you know what? I don't know. Just based on how I'm feeling right now, garlic peronaise from Nando's.
Yes.
Fuck that. Garlic mayo.
Garlic mayo.
Garlic mayo is number 3.
Garlic mayo.
Garlic
So
mayo is
no
number 3.
original mayo thing, garlic mayo.
Garlic mayo.
Right.
Barbecue, Bossman chili sauce, garlic mayo.
Okay. We've got some overlap. I will say the peronaise though.
Garlic peronaise bangs.
It's banging. It's
banging,
amazing.
banging. Even the barbecue peronaise is very nice.
Yeah.
Or the peri barbecue, whatever it's called. That thing. Very nice, very nice.
Okay, we have that out the way. That was a great first question. Usually we don't do that though.
No, but you know, it's a
We have to switch it up.
it's a off the cuff thing.
It's off the cuff.
You see laptop right here. There's nothing on it.
You've got no structure.
I've got no structure, cuz. This is like my actual structure.
You're quite, you're all right with your normal structure, apart from your back. That's the only issue.
Yeah. It's just mash up.
How has your week been? The people need to know. They're waiting.
Yeah.
They saw you cry last week, bro. You have to, I don't know if you can match that though. That's a mad.
Let me try. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I said it last week and you didn't, and I'm upset about it. But this week I'm going to say it, and I'm going to make sure that you don't. Don't zoom in on that face. Just don't. Okay? Okay?
We'll leave it up to the people then.
They say no. How's my week been?
Yeah.
I'm going to revert back to the first couple of episodes of this where I used the word riveting.
Not very.
Preceded by not very.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Not very riveting, bro. There's not a lot that's been going on, I don't feel. I have been fairly relaxed. I've been working. I've been doing all right. I've been fine. I can't complain. I've become a bit more angry. We spoke about the conflict last week. It's weird calling it a conflict. I kind of listened back to the episode and I was like, is it a conflict, or should we, am I being too PC by calling it a conflict? Should I just say it as it is, which is
a genocide?
A genocide. But yeah, it is a conflict nonetheless. And obviously last week I was quite emotional about it. I think the past 7 days I've been a lot more angry about it. And I think I've posted a couple of things to suggest my anger. Things along the lines of I'm struggling to now bite my tongue and be as, more kind of, my approach isn't always very direct, and it isn't always like, but I'm starting to just get to that point where I'm like, the other side is so brazen.
They are so unbelievably brazen with their movements.
The
things they're doing is absolutely disgusting. How could you do that to people, bro?
It's not even do anymore, bro. It's obviously that's the main thing, but it's say, bro. They're fucking openly talking about it, bro. Like I posted the thing of like top genocidal comments from Israeli leaders, and they're like openly discussing and telling the world their thoughts on Gazans and what they want to do to Gaza and how they want to eradicate Palestinians. And there's only so much someone can take. There's only so much I can take. Where
I think we're in a bubble. I think we're in a bit of a bubble based on like our like social media as far as that's concerned, because we don't see the people that are doing that. I don't see anyone on my following list who supports Israel in any capacity. I see a lot of people supporting Palestine. That could be to do with the people I've met over my life and become close with. But you'd be surprised if you come out that bubble. There's a lot of people talking absolute madness.
Oh yeah, all you have to do is look at comments from certain pages, like just the ones that everyone follows, like the I'm Just Bates and the meme pages and this, that, and the other. The amount of if you just look at comments there and see the amount of people who support Israel and say X, Y, Z.
I don't want to anymore. I don't want to.
Do you know what the mad thing is as well? Like the real life interactions. I saw a video today of a girl who was walking through some town in America with a Palestinian scarf on, and a woman who was the wife of the professor at the local university, which this girl attended, by the way.
This was at Harvard.
Was it Harvard?
It was Harvard.
Did you see the video I'm talking about? She's following her and telling her, you're making people feel unsafe in this community with your terrorist scarf and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, I saw that video.
And I'm just like... the responses from the girl as well, I was kind of like, bless you, like you're going through a very difficult situation. Somebody's essentially going at you. Her responses weren't great. Like, I don't know if that's like a weird thing to say, but the way I would deal with it is just really like shut the person down with just like facts and make them feel stupid.
Yeah,
with my responses.
But you can't
expect that of everyone
when you're in that position.
Of course,
it's tough.
Of course. But yeah, I'm starting to get a lot more angry about it now. You know,
I reached that point a long time ago, bro. A long time ago.
Yeah, I think I was filled with sadness for a very long time, and now I'm starting to get just like... I mean, I was always angry, but I'm starting to get really angry about it.
I've been really angry about it for a long time. I need to put my phone away. Like, I can't... I know every time I open the app, it's just more just horrors.
We spoke about this last week as well. And there's a particular person who I used to work with, shout out Miriam, she might be listening, she might be watching. She posts a lot. Every day, multiple posts. And big up to her, like, amazing thing to do. But based on what you said last week, I started relating that to her a little bit and thinking, rah, you must be, like, going through it. Like, she's got kids as well, young kids. Like, for her to be seeing that every single day, posting about it every single day, she's got to be going through it in one way or another, man. Like, she must be, like, whether she knows it or not, it's got to be affecting her.
It's going to weigh you down. It's going to get to you. Fair play for carrying on.
Yeah, it's got to be affecting her.
If you can compartmentalize it properly and not let it, like, really affect you deep down, but it's impossible at this point. I can feel it. And I think my personal Instagram account needs to, like, I need a break from it. I need to, like, deactivate it for, like, a week or two, just cleanse. And it sounds like a cop-out because I'm no longer posting as much about it. I don't have it in me, guys.
If you want to... It sounds dumb, but if you want to make yourself feel a bit better about the situation, just think of it like this. In the period of time that you have been posting and been, like, outspoken about it, you have done probably more than your entire follower list or following list put together. A wild assumption, right? I don't know the figures or whatever, but you've done a lot more than a lot of people have. There's only a select few people who consistently post,
like 3 or 4 on my Instagram.
Do you know what I mean?
And shout out to you guys. Well done. Carry on. 100%.
Big up all the people who are doing it, right? Yeah. And I'm not particularly going to be. You've discussed this a few times outside, off the mic, on the mic, whatever, about how you feel about the people who don't post. I'm not as sort of critical. Because I understand people...
No, you can't have it one way with Black Lives Matter and then a different way now. Silence is violence. That's it.
Yeah, but they may have shut up about that as well. They may have shut up about that as well.
Don't. There's a double standard, a clear fucking double standard, okay? Getting pissed off. Sorry.
I hear it.
Hit the Ross.
I hear it. But, you know, I'm not as mental about it, but, you know, when people don't post or whatever, but I just... Your anger has made me forget my point.
No one cares about your dog, yeah? No one cares about your life. Just post about the things that matter now. This matters. A post goes a long way.
Yeah, but that's the thing with social media. Social media has given people...
People are pussies, bruv.
Bro, it's given people the idea that their individual lives matter.
They don't.
And I used to have this conversation a lot with somebody who we both know, who I was very close with for a period of time. And I used to say to them that essentially, me, you, yourself, anyone else, as individuals, do not matter in the slightest. Like, we're a dot. We're nothing, bro.
Literally an ant.
We're nothing, bro. Like, yes, our own individual lives and our worlds are the most important things to us. That makes sense. But who are you to think that your individual life and your personal self is relevant to the entire world? Like, why do you think that, which sounds dumb because we're now doing a podcast and, you know, we are the idiots of social media who ironically don't like social media and are not really
I've been called
active.
Hippocrates many times, so it's fine.
Yeah, me not so much. But I remain fairly consistent, but if you're Hippocrates, I'm Socrates. Big up the Greeks. Just stupidness. This is the stupidness.
Yeah. We're back.
Yeah, it's just, I'm like, who... Like, no one cares, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, nobody really actually cares.
No.
So, yes, I do agree with the point of, you know, post things that actually fucking matter. Talk about things that actually matter. I've certainly done that with my social media. I very rarely post things that aren't of some level of importance, of some level of, you know, people need to know about this sort of thing.
Mm.
But, yeah, man, I don't know. Your anger threw me off my original point. I may come back to it at some point. I don't know, but I don't even know what I was talking about. This is what...
So what, I shook you that bad with my anger?
This is what...
I shook the thought out of your brain.
I will literally kill you. Like, your arms are all show. You have no strength. I will murder
That's a lie.
You're right. But I will destroy you. Yeah, I don't know. You threw me off. You didn't shook me up, but you threw me off. I was like, yeah, my man's about to fucking fly kick the camera or something.
Nah.
Keep an eye on that. May come soon.
No.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, to finally round back to the original point, I'm starting to get a lot angrier about the situation and the nature in which top officials in Israeli government are talking about this genocide and how they're so proud of it, and their supporters and the people who are backing Zionism, supporting genocide. You know, those people are starting to hit the forefront of my consumption, and it's starting to really anger me. Really, really anger me.
Did you see the video of the school getting bombed?
I told you I can't look at that kind of stuff.
The school getting bombed, it was just like a regular school getting bombed, but all the Israeli soldiers were there cheering. Yeah. This is a war crime. This is a civilian place. A school. There could be people in there.
Bro, hospitals.
It's war crime after war crime.
Yeah.
That's it. From now on, I'm moving with silence makes you complicit. Okay?
I said something along that line the other day. I'm not sure if you posted. I'm not sure if you saw what I posted.
I saw.
It was a bit of like a long ass paragraph. It was like 2 a.m, bro, and I had reached my boiling point of anger.
The best time to post. 2 a.m. when you're angry.
But it was just my thoughts, man. It was just my thoughts. Like, I reached my boiling point of anger. I'd seen something that really angered me.
Yeah.
And I just started flowing and thinking about it, and it just, yeah, man. That's something that I did mention, which is basically along the lines of, you are complicit if you are just staying there, stumm, like not saying anything.
Completely agree.
So yeah, I've been quite angered about that. Other than that, separate from that point, yeah, my week's been alright. I had that particular football session that I have with the Mandem. Final game of the year was last Thursday.
Okay.
We lost, unfortunately. I think it's like the first or second time that we've ever lost.
Did it ruin your day?
No, I finished the game and I was quite alright, to be honest, but at the time, as soon as we finished, I was quite angry. towards the end of the game, when I knew the game was wrapping up, I was quite angry because I knew we were going to lose. But then I was kind of all right afterwards. I was okay.
Do you feel you represented yourself well on the pitch?
Yeah.
Okay. That's really all that matters.
I always do.
Yeah.
I always do.
We have a question regarding that coming up later, by the way. But
okay,
we'll tease it. We'll tease it for now.
Okay. How's your week been? How's the past 7 days been? What you been up to? You been fucking have you? Bleep that.
What? Why would I be doing that?
I don't know what you get up to.
I have not done that since I was anyway. Yeah.
Seriously, bleep that.
I will bleep that.
Nice.
I think this might have to all get cut.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And back again. Mike, how's your week been? How's the past 7 days been? We didn't try this before and I didn't say anything crazy.
So, your boy has been fired, let go, made redundant.
You did tell me about this.
On a real thing, I'm going to keep it real with the people. That took me for 6. It was a massive shock. Didn't expect it to happen. And I try to be very stoic in those situations, but I have to be honest.
Word to Andrew Tate.
Yeah. Not that branch of stoicism, maybe a different branch, but yeah, it was very shocking, and I tried to be stoic. It didn't really work. It didn't really work. I got a lot of anger in me about it, and what I realized, because I did some reading, and I realized I'm going through the 7 stages of grief, which is the first, shock. I was shocked. Denial.
I denied it.
I tried to, get it back on track with an email and, a very strongly worded email. I was in denial. And then I went into anger. And then I went into bargaining because I tried to get my job back. And then after that came depression. And now I'm in the testing and the acceptance phase. So all of this has happened in the last 7 days. So it's been a very fast kind of grieving process. But it is a grieving process nonetheless. And I realized that. And it was very interesting to watch myself go through it. Because you take yourself out of it and you watch yourself and your reactions sometimes. Well, I do anyway. And I'm like, this isn't you. Usually you're not like this, bro. So it must have really affected me on some level. But yeah, I'm doing a lot better. Testing, which is seeking a realistic solution, and acceptance, finding a way to keep going. Now, no one's died. It's not grief on that level, but it's definitely, yeah. I think it's because it's my first actual corporate job.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's quite tough for you because I think this is your first quote-unquote proper job.
Yeah. I became a rush hour prick, for real.
Yeah, you did. We might discuss that later.
We might do that.
Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, obviously you don't, because we haven't spoken about it, we're going to talk about jobs today, based on the fact that Mikel has been fired.
To my extended network. If you're looking for a software engineer, hit me up. I swear, I'm good.
You may not want them to see this podcast, though, so just stick to LinkedIn and keep this separate.
Yes, no, but, for any close, trusted friends that know me, hit me up. Anyway, so yeah, there's only really one thing left to do, and that is... I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to the person who's responsible for this.
No.
Alright, I'm gonna fucking... I think I'm dealing with it quite well.
You're definitely accepting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brain all over the place. Post tearing the head apart. And if you're watching this, Mike's manager, he is joking. Don't put my co-host behind bars. It's all right. There's other people out there.
I haven't named any companies. I haven't named any people. This is a false story.
Yeah. Listen here,
very real.
Yeah.
Bleep that.
Yeah. It's not even his name.
It's not even his name.
But just, I mean, I don't know if it is. Imagine it was. Imagine it was his name. Yes, just be careful with that. So, what you just did was mental, by the way. And I don't know if you are dealing with it. I don't know if you have accepted it.
I definitely haven't.
I think you've lost your mind a bit.
I think I'm still in the anger phase in step 3.
After that? No. Did you have one of those moments where you step out your body, look at yourself, stamping on an imaginary head,
tearing it apart, seeing the brain,
and did that give you the idea that might still be angry? Maybe still angry.
I think that doing that would be the final point of acceptance.
Okay. Well, I have a lot of anger built up in me towards the Israeli government, so
would you do that to them? Each and every one of them?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. There we go.
But if you need help with this fella, I'll
you down for?
I'm there, bro.
You down to roll? Yeah.
Listen,
say no more.
I might sound nice on the mic, but don't get it twisted.
Don't.
And I'll leave it there. And I might be nice in real life.
You mentioned it, like, bro. He's got bodies,
but don't get it twisted. And we'll leave it there. So yeah, Mikhail's been fired, bro. Been fired. Would you like to tell the people why you got fired? What happened?
It was one day I'm having a conversation with him. He says something I don't like, and I respond in a non-agreeable way, right? Next week, I'm fired. So clearly he did his escalation thing in the background, and power dynamic stuff, bro. He's an important guy at the company. They're not gonna keep me over him. If he has a problem with me, yeah. And I realized I'm a contractor. I don't have the same rights that the people who are actually hired at the company do. So this is what I talked about with HR yesterday or the day before. And
so you had the conversation with them.
I've had the conversation with them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that probably helps you more in the acceptance.
It is
phase.
Yeah, it's like professional closure in a way.
Okay.
Because I've exhausted every avenue, and now I can move on, which is seeking realistic solutions and finding a way to keep going. Finding a way to keep going by imagining his head on the floor, I think it's okay. It's not the worst thing you can think of.
Listen, as much as I have your back, and I said I will happily stomp man out for you.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that, and I don't think you should do that either.
I'm not going to.
So
this is all banter.
Yeah. Just try and go on towards.
I need to hold it down.
Hold it the fuck down, bro. Do you know this podcast? Yeah, let me tell the people, was originally going to be called "Can't Hold It Down" because Mikhail here is notorious for being unable to hold it down in many parts of his life. So yeah.
What are some other areas of my life that I'm not able to hold it down?
We shall not get into that.
Oh no. I think I know what you're talking about. But okay.
We shall not get into that.
We will get into that when you bring the... Anyway.
Bleep that.
Yeah. Other than that, the rest of my week, that's literally probably been the most important thing that's happened to me this week. And it's completely taken over everything. And now I just want it behind me. I want
to be fair, we've spoken a couple of times during this period where you have discussed, and I've visibly seen and heard how much it's affected you. And my approach is usually very understanding in situations like this. I would think, quite a good person to come and speak to and discuss matters with. And if you're going through a tough time, I consider myself quite a helpful person. And I think most of the time I was like that with you. But I did reach a point where I was just like, fix the fuck up, you pussy. It's just the job, seriously. But do you know what? I kind of maintain that, fucking, bro, I
know. You're completely right.
There's youths dying, bro, and you've been let go of a job,
I know. I'm going to find another one.
This is what I said to you. Life is full of horses. You fall off one, you jump on another.
Yeah. And I think that's great advice.
Jump on the horse, cuz.
Just look forward.
As long as you're not on a genuine pony thing, because that's a bit homoerotic and that, then do the horse thing, jump on that.
Yeah, jumping on a horse isn't homoerotic in the slightest.
Of course. But genuine pony is a bit mad, isn't it?
Genuine pony?
Yeah.
What about a donkey? Because I know a couple of them.
Needs must, innit? A to B. It's cool, like, it's cool. If it needs to be a donkey for you to then get to the horse, it's fine. Yeah. Life is full of horses, Mikkel.
Yeah.
You fall off one, you get on another. It's not a problem, bro. Do you know how many fucking jobs I've been in and out of? Actually, not that many. But, like, come on, like, there's a lot more to life. You lose a job, it happens, bro.
Yeah.
It happens. And that place probably isn't the place for you. If you're being let go by a manager who had a personal issue with you and the way you responded to him, there's a lot of people that I've met in my life who are very triggered by the way that I have a conversation with them or I interact with them. A lot of the time I feel like that's a reflection more of themselves than it is of me. I'm thinking of one person in particular. You don't know them, but they seem to... There are people like this in your life. Personalities clash. You butt heads. The way that one person deals with something may not be the way that you deal with it. The way that you interact with somebody is not the way that the other person likes being interacted with or interacts with other people in that way themselves.
There's just a friction.
There's a friction, bro.
Yeah.
There's a bumping of heads. There's a difference of personality. If this individual is the type of individual, and it's unfortunate, look, he's higher above you in the chain. He's your line manager. If he's the kind of person who takes personal issue with you and the way that you've decided to deal with him, you're better off not being there anyway.
Very true. And I agree with you there. I will end it with he is a pussy. So that's it.
There's enough pussies about.
He's a pussy. Bro. And I don't know what, there's definitely something else to it he didn't like. Maybe he doesn't like how sociable I am with everyone, how everyone like opens up to me, and I make a lot of friends very quickly. I made a lot of friends very quickly at the company. Something that you don't get with software engineers because they're all fucking autistic and weird. So
yeah. You slightly less so.
Slightly less so. I'm still on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Now we definitely on the spectrum.
I did say to you, when I asked for the demographic of your colleagues when you first started this job, not first started, but when I found out about your job, and I asked about the demographic of your colleagues, and you told me a bit more about where they're from and who they are, and it's the classic thing. I'm sure you can guess, everyone knows, right?
Yeah.
I did say at the time that you must be like the cool kid there. You know what I'm saying? Like wedge, slightly roadish, hat backwards.
I mean, I never brought the hat in.
Yeah. But still,
this is for.
I don't imagine there's many of them, man, who are like you.
No. Definitely not.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
so
they're all quiet. They're not ever going to answer back. They're going to stay quiet there at the computer doing their work. Yes, manager. Yes, sure. Yeah, that's what they're going to be like. I'm not going to be like that.
And this individual probably has never encountered somebody like that. So has taken it as a hit to his own ego to say, "Bruh, how are you talking to me like that?"
When HR came, like they had a meeting with me at 11 o'clock. Yeah. So they told me, all right, go to a different place because we need to talk without everyone around. I was like, okay, sure. They told me the bad news. I went back to my office desk. I sit right next to him. He did not appear until after lunch, and he looked scared.
Really?
He looked scared when he saw me still there after lunch.
Yeah.
He came 10 minutes after lunch started, thinking I'd have left to go to lunch. Naji, I'm waiting for you. I'm gonna wait for you. I'm gonna wait and make sure my presence is known.
Yeah.
You're a dickhead. But anyway, I'm over it.
Over it, doing well. Acceptance. Inshallah.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Now, this is actually a good way to segue into our next topic, which is jobs. What have we done in our lives professionally?
Yeah, we did sort of pre-discuss this a little bit. We did some effort. And based on the fact that you have lost your job, we thought we would discuss job history.
Yeah.
And discuss the kind of jobs that we've done, what we have been in our lives, where we are today.
It might surprise some of you.
The journey, why we are where we are, how we got to where we are, which people also need to get their head stomped on because I'm thinking of one person's head.
Oh,
that
I
needs
know.
stomping.
You know
what I'm saying? So yeah.
Actually, if we get the van together, he's number one on the list.
What, my Donny? 100%.
That
bro.
Donny comes second. This new Donny comes second.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What? No one's ever topping my Donny, bro. You crazy? I'm gonna lick his fucking head off from chin. I'm gonna wear Timberlands and just.
You're gonna basically the little.
No, do you know what? The 7 stages of grief. Wallahi, I accepted it time ago. Wallahi, I accepted it time ago. It is what it is, isn't it? But if I catch man slipping, on my life, I'm taking every possession of his. That comes up to. We'll get to it.
We'll get there.
We'll get to it.
We'll get there. All right.
You mentioned the word rush hour prick.
Yes, I did. Where does that come from?
You called me a rush hour prick because I have finished university, got a very rush hour pricky job very quickly.
Yes. And I stand by it.
I told you that one day you would see the way. What did you do? You saw the way and you got fired from it like a little bitch. But it's cool because you're going to jump back on the rush hour prick horse because there's no other way. The world is set up and
What
designed.
are we doing right now?
This may be the way, inshallah. Bro, on a serious thing, this is why we're asking for the burstman. Because we're not trying to be them rush hour
We don't
pricks.
want to be rush hour pricks.
We don't want to be.
Okay? It's not me. I was a rebel without a cause about this rush hour prick thing. For the longest time, you knew me. I hated rush hour pricks.
Yeah, but
and I became one.
Yeah, but you just became a student finance prick.
Yeah.
So, you know, in some way or another, we were all pricks.
Yeah.
Anyway, rush hour prick. So that was my first proper job after university. I think we should come onto that story shortly because there's so much more before then, to be fair. What was your first job? What was your first job?
Was actually with Gents, the producer from episode 2.
My brother
in
Gents.
Gilly Hicks, Westfield.
Yes, you did work in Gilly Hicks.
Overnight working hours, horrible conditions, hot inside, manager, dirty, disgusting.
You're saying Vietnamese sweatbox and that?
Nah, it was, yeah. Not gonna lie, them kind of vibes.
Is it?
Them kind of vibes, yeah.
£2 an hour?
Nah, it was not enough. I was, bro, Gilly Hicks, I'm folding women's underwear.
That's a good time for some, man.
4 men in a room, folding underwear. I was 16 or 17 years old.
I was going to ask, how old were you?
Yeah, this was probably my first job ever, Gens's first job ever. I mean, when you're earning money at that age, it's pretty good, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, no matter what you're doing, you kind of live with it because you don't really know what really is out there.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, though, because we had jokes.
Yeah.
We made it fun. You know what I mean? It was them times.
I guess I've never worked in retail and I've never done like sort of overnight shifts, but I imagine that it's a lot more I don't know. Depends who you're with, but I can imagine it being more fun because you're not having to you're not customer facing. You know, you're not dealing with the customers, you're not having to do the whole customer centric kind of like, hi guys, what are you looking for today? Sort of thing. Listen, you know, it's just
listen, there's one thing I need to say, because when the overnight staff came in, the day staff left. The day staff was so buff. Yeah,
you see, at that time Gilly Hicks and Hollister and them, man,
Abercrombie and Fitch
and them, they used to hire some Lengers people, bro.
Brother,
absolute leng ones.
It just set me into a good mood for the night. I did my job happy.
Nice.
I was happy. Now, gonna go back to that. Maybe I should go back to the Gilly Hicks in Westfield.
I don't think you should. You're 29 years old.
Not to do the job.
Oh, just for... I swear them lot have fallen off now.
They're back, though.
Is it?
Yeah, they closed it down and now they reopened it in the same area in Westfield.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
But just as a whole, like, there was that period of time around that age where Gilly Hicks and Hollister and them lot were like massive. Everyone wore Hollister.
Everyone had a Hollister tracksuit.
Do you know what I'm saying? You know? I had a Hollister tracksuit, bro. Yeah. Everyone fucking had one. I used to bang mine out, bro. No, it used to be a very big thing. But
you used to bang yours out at work. I remember. I used to wear it at work. Yeah.
I did used to wear it to work.
Yeah. What was your first job?
I've been working for a very long time, bro.
I know.
I've been working for a very long time, and I've been working hard, long, grafty hours for a very long time. I officially started working and getting funds for my work at the age of 15, I think.
That's crazy young.
Yeah, at the age of 15. But really and truly, I was kind of working before then. So my family had a business. We had a restaurant. And I would go and help on the weekends and, you know, sort of Friday after college, or then later, obviously, university. But at that point, I was actually working. But yeah, I'd sort of go help out Friday after school, over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Nature of the beast, you have a family business, all hands on deck, you know. And I enjoyed it. It wasn't too bad. Then at 15, I kind of started properly working. Again, it was the same kind of hours.
In the restaurant as well.
In the restaurant.
Yeah.
So sort of weekends and evenings. I started off in the kitchen, just helping out bits and pieces.
You used to bust the mandem sometimes.
I used to bust the mandem, bro. Like, yo, come through. Let me just make you a nice little ting, bro.
Hey, the pizzas he made were actually quite good.
I was a sick guy, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Absolutely sick guy. It's one of the reasons I'm fat now. I used to work there and just...
Well,
food,
one of the reasons why you have such a great work ethic, I think. You have a great work ethic now. And it's because you started early and you learned from early to do those hours. It just kind of molded. It's something I don't give you enough credit for, actually. Use your flowers.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I did work a lot. And I worked from young. So yeah, sort of from 15 I started properly, and I was working really long hours, particularly the weekends. You'd be doing 12-hour shifts, and you know, it was a lot. And I maintained that job for a very long time. Until I finished university, actually. Until I finished university, I worked there. So I worked there for a good 5-6 years.
MashaAllah, brother, you paid your whole uni by yourself.
Yeah, with the aid of family. Obviously, it was family business, right?
Yeah.
So they were paying me, and then it would just basically go...
Cycled.
Yeah, so I did pay tuition fees.
Yeah.
And didn't take student finance, and, you know, didn't essentially come out of uni with any debt. So that's quite good. Part of the aim of me working was that, to ensure that I had a bit of pocket money and also be able to sort of pay for university. So yeah, that was definitely a big part of it. It was hard graft, man. It was a lot of work.
I remember.
It was a hell of a lot of work, you know.
Getting a hold of you sometimes was hard.
It was hard, bro. I wasn't around for a lot of things.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't around for a lot of things. When my school friends would go to certain places, I'd be like, nah, I'm going to work. When you, man, were chilling and doing certain things, I'd be like, nah, I'm going to work.
That's why I was so happy when you came out for New Year's that one time.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you got... when I spun you around?
Yeah, you dashed me on the floor. I don't know. I still to this day don't know why you did that. I think it was out of joy.
It was out of joy.
Yeah.
It was out of joy. I was happy.
Yeah. You just.
I didn't. But you know,
dashed me on the floor.
But I was a different person back then. I was huge.
Yeah.
I had a different kind of strength to the strength I have now. That was just pure mass. And it was like... It just overwhelmed you, bro.
Chill out. I didn't even fucking expect that. I just... 1 minute, I'm standing. The next minute, I'm on the floor. And I don't know how or why.
Real talk. Real thing, eh? I was so scared you would react badly. Because I really didn't mean it.
Yeah.
And I told you immediately, bro, I'm sorry, I didn't mean
it. Yeah, you're lucky you did that, otherwise I would have fucked you up. But,
and I didn't want that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wasn't around a lot in sort of my late teens and very early 20s for motives, because I would spend my time working. And looking back on it, I don't regret it at all. You know, at the time, obviously, you know, when Mandem was saying, yo, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're going to chill, this is the motive or whatever, I'd be like, right, like, I want to be there, man.
Did you feel like you were missing out a little bit?
Yeah, at the time, yeah.
Okay.
At the time, yeah. So looking back on it, I don't regret it. But at the time, yeah, definitely I felt like I was missing out on things. Definitely I felt like that. But I think it was the best thing for me.
Agreed.
Yeah, it was 100%. The best thing for me. And also, family's family, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was getting paid for it, but family's family, bro. Like, if they needed my help with the business, then I was there for that.
Yeah.
You know, I was there for that. And to be fair, listen, it was in hospitality. So that was my first job, 5-6 years in hospitality. And I love hospitality. Bro. What an industry to be in. It's fun. It's fast paced. It's on your feet. It's customers, like, you got to be good, you got to be on point. Like, I was very organized and very on point and very quick. And eventually, by the time I left, I got to the point where I was running the business myself.
Yeah.
I was very young. And by the point where I was about 19, 20, I was running the business by myself. It was me and my older brother who were running the business together, essentially. Or the only ones from the family really putting a lot of time and effort into the business. By that point, my brother had his first child. He had also gotten another job. You know, he had done the self-employed running the business thing for a number of years. He had a child. He needed a more sort of stable work routine, a 9 to 5. So he has time for his child, and etc., etc. When he done that, then it was fully in my hands, and I fully ran it for at least a year.
Do you feel like a lot of your management skills nowadays that you've accumulated came from there, being in that position so young?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It must do. It must do, yeah. Because I was very privy to the idea of ownership.
Yes.
And management from a very early age. My family are very big on that.
Talk to my Don.
Oh, I'll kick his face in. My family were on that from a very early age. They've been on that for a very long time, but I was privy to that from a very early age. And even to this day, I'm very sort of big on the understanding of ownership. It's very important to like own things and manage things yourselves and take care of X, Y, Z yourself. So yeah, definitely I would say some of my skills came from that. So yeah, that last year I kind of ran that place by myself, and then I had finished university then as well. After that sort of year of running it completely by myself. And as you know, I got a job very soon after I finished university, a very lucrative job.
Yeah.
I went into sales.
To my dismay.
God knows why. Fuck's it got to do with you?
Because you don't care about sales, bro. You care about the real thing, the creative thing.
Yeah, but who cares about sales, bro? You're just there to make money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got that job very, very quickly after university, and essentially had a chat with my brother and said, "Listen, I'm getting a proper job. I don't really have time for this, etc." And eventually we sold the business because we had other things going on. We had other businesses and blah blah blah. So we just sold the business. He focused on his job. I was starting out my career. So that was my first job.
Wonderful.
Yeah, man.
Okay, and your second, which was sales after. Right out of uni.
Yeah. So I went into sales. I was working in the city of London, and you defined me as a rush hour prick.
Rush hour prick.
Because you were an immature young person who didn't understand the meaning of work.
I fully understood the meaning of work. I had worked a long time during that. I just never had a rush hour prick job, and I didn't want to be in the rat race.
Yes.
Because, and I've realized this, the rat race changes people. If you're not careful, you change. It feels like when I'm in the office, I'm around robots. Mm-hmm. Work becomes their life. The guy wouldn't have made that decision if he values his job way too much. Mm-hmm. And he values that kind of, that world that is forged from being at a top company or being at any company. You have targets to hit. You have goals to reach. You have to, this and that and that. It takes the humanity out of you. I never wanted to be that guy.
In that period of time where I had done that job for 5 or 6 years, so you done Gilly Hicks.
Yeah.
Around sort of what, 16?
16, 17. Then...
What did you do after that?
After that, I took a little break from working. Then around 19, 20, I went and I became a bartender at Beat.
Was that at Beat?
Okay. That was at Beat. Okay. Again. My man's bust me so many times. You don't even know. He's a top G, bro.
Yeah.
Probably one of the nicest guys ever.
Lovely guy.
Never expected anything back,
Yeah.
Real talk, bro. Mad love for you. You're a sick guy.
Yeah. Honestly, I love people like that, bro.
Yeah.
People who do things for you out of the kindness of their heart without an expectation of anything in return.
Absolutely. It's just love, bro.
Beautiful people.
It's just love, bro. Yeah, I'm in this position. I'm able. I've got an opening. I'm going to bust you. I'm going to bust you with it. Yeah. He helped me out so much. We had so much fun there too. Yeah. I'm guessing being a bartender, I was technically like a bar back, but I was making drinks as well. It is kind of hospitality.
Yeah, no, it is.
It is hospitality. Yeah.
We're in the hospitality industry.
Although
Although Beat was a club, but still, it's
it was like a VIP club.
The role that you're doing is it's in the hospitality industry.
Fun, bro. It was pure fun.
Yeah.
It was so fast paced, like you said.
Yeah.
It's over before you know it.
Yeah.
You're getting Astaghfirullah. You're getting licked while you're on the job. I'm running around with ice and this and that, bro. It was so sick. And we made so much money.
You're getting licked on the job? Were you drinking on the job?
Everyone was.
Yeah.
Everyone was.
Okay.
Bro, they bring the Don Julio and Yeho shots. It was owned by French people. Sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very classy people.
Interesting. So you had a bit of a gap and then you done Beat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I went into security in Peckham. At a club again. It's kind of like a warehouse club where students would go. It was like 80s music, 70s, 80s music. You wouldn't expect it to be there in Peckham, but it was there in Peckham.
Oh, it's gentrified as fuck, but
yeah.
70s, 80s music for students.
For students, yeah. Students most of our people would be students. So I did the whole security guard thing.
Listen, let's keep it real, innit?
Yeah.
White dons, innit?
White dons.
Bare white dons.
Bare white dons.
Yeah.
Just beers.
Yeah, because I can't imagine
bro.
like a Daryl
Nah.
rolling up to fucking 70s, 80s.
I remember a guy coming up to me. This was after I gained some muscle. He was like, "Raw, you're huge." And I was like, "Yeah." He just like half an hour, he just asking me what I eat. And I'm like,
and I know what your answer was.
No, excellent that, innit? Anyway, that was fun too. Because all of the people around me were Bulgarian and security. So we'd like talk in Bulgarian and do our job.
I can't imagine that being fun, you know?
It was fun.
Just stood on doors like...
Bruh, because you get to talk to people, you get to pre the gal all the time, you know, you get to confiscate some fun shit. And it's meant to get thrown away. Do you think it gets thrown away? No.
Tell me some details, cuz. What confiscations did you make?
Maybe some marijuana.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe some other things too.
Okay. So this is when...
You're making my job very hard.
Sorry, bro.
I have to bleep all of this.
What can I do, bro?
It's okay.
It's your life, bro. You gotta tell it as it is.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Don't hide behind anything, guys. All right.
What age were you when you were doing security?
This was still at uni, so I had a period where like I missed a year of uni, and then I went back. I was at Westminster, if you remember, doing biochem, and then I went and did astrophysics. At Queen Mary. But I did a foundation degree into a 3-year. So at that point, I've done 5 years of uni, right? So yeah, this was probably like 23, 24.
23, 24, okay. So at that point, I was at the Rush Hour Prick job. No, I wasn't. I was at Rush Hour Prick at 21.
Okay.
Or 22, something like that.
Yeah.
Might have been 22. Yeah, so I had this job in sales. Yeah, I was working in software sales. And very, very good job. I was there for a year. The first 6 months, I loved it because I was blinded by my ability.
Yeah.
I smashed it. I was really, really good at it. I'm quite personable. Like, I'm good at talking to people. I'm good at having conversations with people. So doing sales and being able to be articulate, hold down a conversation while also, you know, being quite good at pushing a product and giving you the benefits and blah, 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 and how it can help you as an organization, whatever. I was quite good at that. So my first 6 months I really loved because of how good I was. I was getting like positive energy.
Positive feedback, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it compounds like that.
I was getting the energy, bro. I was like...
What happened after that 6 months?
I realised that I didn't enjoy it.
Did it become monotonous?
And you know what? Honestly, and I don't know if I've ever told you this before, and when you said Rush Hour Prick, that's why I went, we need to talk about that. Honestly, I feel some part of me took into account that you and some other people had that perspective of me.
No way.
Wallah.
There's no way that that's actually true. You've never cared about anything we've said about you.
In hindsight, wallah.
Really?
I swear to God. Because I've told you this about my uni degree. The kind of degree I did is not the kind of typical thing that an Afghan person would do.
No.
And I had a lot of, are you sure this is the right thing, blah, blah, blah. Quite consistently. Can you change? Can you do something else? Quite
Yeah,
consistently.
but back then I was an idiot. Why are you listening to me?
But also, I was young.
Yeah.
And you don't have the same level of emotional maturity. You don't have the same level of understanding of what people are saying. You
internalize it.
You internalize it, bro.
Yeah.
You take it in, bro.
Yeah.
You take it in.
Now you'd be like, I don't fucking care.
I don't give a fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Get in the bag, bro. Shut your mouth. But back then, listen,
Stupid little idiot.
hold on.
Yeah.
By no means am I blaming you in the slightest.
Yeah.
The reason I left that company, in fact, has nothing to do with that. But I know for a fact when I was looking back at it a few years ago and thinking about it, I was like, yeah, that definitely sort of played a part. But not played a part in the sense that, oh, this is what this person thinks of me. Played a part as in like, yeah, like I'm getting up at 8. The way I get ready, I have to get up at like 6:30. I'm leaving my house at 8. I have to be in the office at 8:30 and blah, 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 and this and that. And I was like, yeah, this is like, especially as somebody who's worked as long as I have. So I missed my late teens, like the time where all the mandem were going out and enjoying themselves. I missed all of that to work, and now I'm going straight into like a rush hour prick job. You know what I'm saying? So that was part of it. But the main reason I left that job is I didn't have any passion for what I was doing. And you know how important that is for me. Absolutely. I need to enjoy what I'm doing. Otherwise, I physically cannot get up and do it. My body, my mind, everything refuses me to do it. I can't get up and do it. I need to enjoy it. And I stopped enjoying it because I didn't believe in the product I was selling. I didn't believe in who I was selling to. I saw no positive shit come out of it. It was essentially data for marketing and advertising companies. And I'm not a consumerist person in the slightest. I think you know that. Like, in the slightest, bro.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to sponsor us, we will ad read for you. As long as it's halal.
This is the grey area.
Shush. Shut your mouth immediately. I had no passion for it.
Yeah.
I had no passion for it.
You could tell, though. You could tell.
There was one particular straw that broke the camel's back.
Go on.
And I signed an NDA for this. So I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it. I've definitely told you off mic. I've told a lot of people off mic about this.
Say it and we can cut it after if it's peak.
No, I'm not sure I'll discuss it because I did sign an NDA and I really don't know what... I signed it and I gave the paper back and I don't know what the terms and conditions were. I don't know if there was an expiry date on it,
Didn't read anything?
I can't remember. It was ages ago. The one thing I remember is we were doing a job for a particular entity and getting hold of certain types of information, some of which, you know, the other things that we did, I didn't believe in.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
The other things we did, I didn't believe in. This particular thing, I was fully against.
You disagreed with completely.
Disagreed with wholeheartedly and thought it was barbaric. That was a straw.
It was wrong.
It was wrong. That was a straw that broke the camel's back. And at that point, I was like, I'm done. I'm not enjoying it anyway because I'm not enjoying what it is that I'm doing, the product that I'm selling. It's not really for me. And at that point, I was done. When that happened, I was done.
Okay. It's good because you've made that realization and the camel's back got broken. You're out of that now. I just want to bring you back to it. This might be a good little experiment. Sell me this.
Fuck's sake, man. Fuck's sake. Right, this is the top of line remote control, yeah? Mr. Entertainer. Have you ever bloody seen a remote control called Mr. Entertainer?
I mean, I'm entertained right now.
My friend, you're never gonna find a thing like this. You press the button, it will turn on the TV. Automatically, it's gonna know what you want to watch at that time. Mr. Entertainer. This is the MP.
Automatically knows what I want to watch at that time.
My brother, this is the MKP 200. Mike's Knowledge Programmed 200. They know what you want.
That's it, you win. You win. I'm buying it.
I'd just like to say that's horrible and that's not how you sell to people in the slightest.
That's how you sell to me.
Off the cuff thing. I'm so intelligent. Nah, that is definitely not how you sell to people. The way to sell to people is not by trying to sell to people. It's by asking them questions.
Okay.
To sell to people, you have to ask them questions. You need to know what that person wants, what they're in the market for, and you never sell things that they don't need because they're not going to trust you and they're never going to come back to you. You find out what is the gap in your necessity? What are you missing? How can we plug that for you? This is what we have. It may work for you in this way or that. Never force it. Never sell something they don't need because they may think in the beginning it's great. 6 months down the line when they realize this is nothing for us.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't driving our revenue. We're seeing no return on revenue here.
You're gone forever.
Your name's gone. They're never going to trust you. They're never going to trust your company and you lose business.
Interesting.
Always ask questions. So if you gave me that remote and you told me to, I'd say, what kind of TV do you have? Are you in need of a remote? Does your current remote not work? What is it about your remote that isn't helping you? What do you need out of a remote? If there's a functionality here that works, there you go. This is what it's like.
That's great insight.
Yes, that's how to sell.
Try to say we'd never give you value, yeah?
Burstman. I'll zoom through mine very quickly.
Yeah.
After that, I went back into hospitality because I left that job like that, sharpish. When that happened, I was done. I didn't go in anymore, and I was just like, finished. I'm not going back in. I have no faith in this. And I went back to what I knew. I jumped into hospitality, and I worked for a restaurant. And with my experience in hospitality, I went in initially as the head of the back of house because I had a lot of back of house experience. And then I became the general manager of the place. Assistant general manager. There was 2 of us. That went downhill.
Can we give some context? Because don't zoom through this bit. This is an important bit.
Yeah.
Emal was my manager.
Yeah, I got you a job there.
Yeah, he got me a job at this place for a little while.
Yeah.
And we had a blast.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved it, bro.
So fun.
Absolutely loved it. It was so fun. Great environment, great people, great place to work. You know, it went through a huge transitional period because when I had joined, essentially a new owner had come in.
There were people on the way out. There were people on the way in.
It was a big transitional
awkward.
period. Big transitional period. So I came in during that transitional period, very quickly became assistant general manager because that is probably where I fit in best in that organization. And due to the previous experiences that I had. And it went downhill after a while, after quite a few months, because the transition didn't really work. The location of the place didn't help.
It didn't help in the slightest.
We tried to do something fancy.
In an area that doesn't have any fancy people.
It wasn't really fancy.
No.
You know, it didn't really fit in, which is what they had identified. When they made that transition, they realized, wait, what's our demographic? What's the people around us? What's the community around us? And they transitioned it from something that was really sort of quite, not high end, but, you know, quite nice.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't fucking Michelin star, but, you know, it was really nice and quite high end, beautifully presented and fairly expensive, to then something that worked more with the demographic. From a business perspective, great. Like, that's what you should do. Great decision. Unfortunately, it had been run into a hole prior to that. So the person that came in as the new owner had come into a lot of debt. This is something I found out later on. We got to a point months and months later where I missed a paycheck. But as the AGM, I was like, listen, don't worry, pay everyone, pay me in a few days. Paid all the staff and everything, I still wasn't paid.
Those few days turned into a long time.
Second month came, same situation. I'm quite an understanding person. I'm very aware of how business works. I'm very business-minded. I have been from a young age. My only fault is I wasn't strong enough to realize that this is essentially unacceptable. I'm your employee. I'm no longer at a family business. I don't own this, but I got too invested in it to try help the business and the people who were working under me more than I did myself. That was probably my mistake.
Did you feel like there was a burden to do that because of the position you were given?
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Because I was very conscious of the fact that there were a number of people working there who were just working there. And I had a position which was to deal with more of the business side of it.
Yeah.
Second month came, still no pay. 2 days after that, the owner disappears.
Do you remember when we stayed in?
Yes.
And waited for him?
This was 2 days after my birthday as well. What a fucking gift. Second month of no pay and now he's fucked off.
Yeah. That was the first month I didn't get paid. And
Yes.
I was waiting for my paycheck.
You worked part-time, brother. Shall we release figures? How much did you miss out on?
£500 around about. Not a lot at all. It's fine.
No, it's still a lot of money, bro.
Yeah, it's still a lot of money, but your figures, them are different. Hold it down. Hold it down.
This is where I get angry. This is where I seek to find this individual and murder him. So... Don't fucking test me.
We're back.
Yeah. Bleep all that.
Of course, my brother. Of course. Of course. I feel like you needed to get that off your chest, though.
Oh, mate, it's been you know what I'm saying? I've never hidden it. Oh, yeah.
That was brilliant. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, so... That happened, and yes.
You never said the figure.
Oh yeah, over 7K. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is why we're getting a van together.
Over 7K. It really burns me to this day.
Yeah.
Because and it was one of the. I've always been this guy, which is quite like, I don't know, the nice guy, and you know how they say the nice guy finishes last or whatever. It was one more of those things to happen in my early life or my earlier life that got me to realize that you need to be more fucking firm with people.
It was the naivety.
That first month I should have been like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's my fucking pay. Give me my pay.
It's over now, yeah.
But I cared about the others more than I did myself. Second month.
No, very noble, by the way. I have to say that. It was very noble because I was there at the time. You put yourself in a bad position so that everyone else could eat bread, bro. And that's a fact. And fair play to you. He didn't deserve it. The company didn't deserve it. No one deserved that.
Yeah, to be fair. None of us deserved to be treated the way that we did. And even when that second month happened and nobody was paid at all, 2 days later he'd fucked off.
Just disappeared off the face of the earth.
We were all there. And to be fair, every single person there was just like, well, fuck this, you know, he's fucked off. They're shutting up shop. They took everything they could out of there. They took all the bottles of alcohol. They took as much sort of edible kind of food they could, whatever we could get out of there, we did. And then we went to somebody's back garden. We had fucking DJ Scores there, if that was his name. I can't remember. He brought his fucking decks. Do you remember? Were you there?
Yeah.
Bro, we went to fucking Nadina's garden.
Yeah.
And Scores was there DJing on his fucking decks. Man, them were getting.
You just brought back a memory I forgot about. Bro.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that was a good time, bro.
Yeah.
We had fucking good times there, bro. We had such good times there, man.
Do you remember the Micero?
The Micero, bro. The Micero. Thank God you were a barback at Beat because you would have been fired a lot quicker. But the Miceros were nuts. They were nuts, bro. Yeah, man. We had really good times there. Really, really good times there. But yeah, Donnie owes me a lot of money. In that first period where everyone was downstairs taking the alcohol and everything else and whatever they could get out of there, I was upstairs in the office going through every single bit of document I could find. Anything that would lead me to where this person lives, anything that would lead me to find out more about this individual, anything that I could find out about the business, the company, or this individual, I did. I found out that they were in over 90 grand debt to HMRC. They had suppliers they hadn't paid. They had fucking contractors who had done works on the building that they hadn't paid. They had so much debt, bro, over 90 grand to HMRC.
That's a lot of money.
Over 90 grand to HMRC, bro.
Just in taxes.
Just in taxes, bro. Over 90 grand, bro. I was a man possessed, bro. I was trying to find out anything I could about this guy. I had a fucking photo of his passport. I had a taxi receipt which he put through on our system, funded by the company, to his home address. All it had was a postcode. I went to that postcode. I showed photos of him to local shopkeepers. I tried knocking on doors. I saw a car which could have been his. Knocked on doors. Tried to find him. At that point, I would have done a madness to him, bro. I would have done a madness to him.
You in which stage of grief were you at that point?
Oh, anger, bro. Anger, murder, and death, bro. Oh, yeah. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't good because I had been violated, bro.
You were violated.
Don't fucking
don't violate me. Don't.
You know what I'm saying?
There's some things you do, some things you can't get away with. That you can't get away with. Taking away my money, taking away
nuts.
7K, over 7K of my money.
Yeah.
You're dead.
That was my mentality.
Yeah.
Honestly, my mentality. And I was like, bro, if man ain't got the funds to give me, calm. But I'm taking everything in your yard, bro.
TV.
Everything,
PS4.
bro. Everything. Give me your car. Give me your televisions. Give me your fucking technology.
Yeah.
Give me your China. Give me everything, bro.
Your expensive China.
I swear to God, bro.
That you got on your wedding day.
Yes.
Give me that.
I'm taking everything, bro. And it's going to amass to over the numerical amount that you owe me, bro.
Has to be.
I
Tax.
don't care, bro. There's no fucking world where you go and do that and then piss off. Nah, mate. I'll fucking find you. Long story short, didn't find them. Gave up in the end. So yeah, man's still out there owing me 7K.
We're gonna find him though. If that name rings a bell, do let us know.
I did say if I ever bump into him and ever see him, no, they're not gonna let us know because we're bleeping the name, bro. But if I do ever find him, I did say that I'm not gonna, that the anger's out of me now. Now it's just principle.
No, you're still getting.
Now it's just principle. Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. But I'm doing it
just
like a fucking
not in an
psycho.
angry way.
Doing it like a psycho. I'm gonna follow him everywhere he goes. Bro, if I see him on road, every bus, train, footpath he goes down, I'm following him. I'm going to find out where he lives. I'm going to find out what he does. I'm going to find out who he speaks to, who he interacts with. I will find out everything that this person has in their life, and I'm going to take it all away from him.
This is a very angry episode of the Hold It Down podcast. Episode 5.
Yeah.
Going down memory lane, reminiscing about jobs we had. We've both been through it.
Yeah.
Should
we take a break and then carry on with the jobs afterwards?
Maybe we should.
I need some water. Hold It Down podcast, episode 5, back again. Mike and I have taken a break and realised that we've been very angry today.
Yeah.
Very angry.
Yeah.
A lot of anger-inducing things in our life have sent us over the edge. And we have discussed over the break that we will attend therapy to try and understand where this anger comes from, how we can deal with it. Because as much as we feel like we're in the acceptance stage of the 7 steps of grief, we are not. And we still harbour a lot of anger for individuals who are, for all intents and purposes, dickheads. So that is that. And
that's
welcome
the current
back.
situation.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue with our jobs moving forward after your sales and the hospitality gig that you were my manager at.
Yes.
What came after that?
A less angry time. We thank the Lord for that.
Yeah.
A less angry time. I've always had a very big interest in property. Comes from my family. Again, like as I said, ownership has always been like very important in our family. So we've got, a few properties or whatever, and it was always something that I was very interested in. So I went to work for Foxtons. I became an estate agent, and it was probably my favourite job to date. Like, I loved it, man.
You met some great people there.
I met some wonderful people. I met life-changing people. I met people who had such an influence on me. It was incredible, man. I had a really, really good time at Foxtons. I was there for nearly 3 years. Really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, so that was a really fun time. A really fun time. Like, I cannot tell you how fun. Like, it was so good. But yeah, I had a really good time there. So that was my next venture. I went into property. I learned a lot. And the aim with that was, I have an interest in property and I want to learn more about it. So I went into there, I worked in lettings, and I was there for nearly 3 years. Had a great time. Yeah, really, really good. The only sort of downside of that was income. It wasn't where I wanted it to be.
The bursement wasn't bursting.
The bursement wasn't really bursting like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and the later that I got into my life, the more that I sort of got older, I realized, this is great. I enjoy it, but I have a much bigger future that I want to plan for. And, with this, cool, I'm doing okay, but I need to, really do well. And I got to the point where I was like, well, I'd only really known 3 things at that point. Sales, sort of software sales, hospitality, and property. And I decided to go back into tech, back into sales, because that was by far the most lucrative financially. And I kind of learned from my previous mistakes, and I was like, okay, cool. What I was selling, I didn't enjoy. I didn't enjoy that part of sales. I have to believe in what I'm selling, and otherwise I can't sell it. So I went into prop tech, property technology. I combined the two. And I worked for a company which was a good stepping stone back into the tech space for about 6 months. Salary was quite good, but the company was shaking a little bit, and I had noticed that the more that months had went by. So by month 6, I was like, cool, I've got my foot back in the door in tech, in sales. I have it back on the CV, back as experience, and I know that other tech companies are now going to have more interest in me. I've got the previous sales experience, I've got this experience as well, I've worked in property. The amalgamation of all of that. At this point, I had a pretty strong CV. To be honest, I kept hospitality out of my CV, and I just kept the tech and the property, and my CV was looking really good.
Yeah.
So I had went to work for a company that was based in Germany, and they had branched out to London. They started up their office there. I was one of the first people on the ground, and I had worked for that company for quite a while. Their go-to-market for London didn't go as well as they expected, and in January of this year, I was made redundant from that company. They had closed the entire London office, and everyone that was based in the London office was made redundant. They said, our product is not doing what we want it to do in the London market. We are closing the London office. We're sorry, we're going to have to let all of you go. This was at the time when all of the redundancies in tech were happening. Amazon had got rid of hundreds of thousands of people. Google had got rid of hundreds of thousands of people. Literally hundreds of thousands of people. Or maybe tens of thousands, I don't know. So I was made redundant. And I had a bit of a similar sort of thing to you. Now, the company were very nice to me in the sense that they said, we're going to give you 2 months' pay. We're going to make you redundant. We're sorry. We'd really love for you to stay. You've done good, blah, blah, blah. But, because of this, we're going to continue to pay your salary for 2 months, but you can stop working today. That was pretty nice of them. Throughout those 2 jobs, even though I was in prop tech and I still had an interest in it because it was property and it was tech for the property space, I still realized that I don't care. I really don't care.
Sales the same for you.
No, sales is for me. I'm good at sales. Being in property, as opposed to property technology, is still sales. So when I was at Foxtons, despite me doing lettings, I was still in the sales industry. I had quotas, I had targets, I had KPIs I had to hit. And I was doing sales. But it's a different type of sales, right? The difference is, one is B2C, one is B2B. B2B is business to business sales. That's more sort of the tech space. B2C is business to consumer. That's more working in Foxtons and property and blah, blah, blah. So by the end of those jobs and when I was made redundant, I realized I don't want to be in the tech space. I don't want to do B2B sales. I have no interest in selling a product to another company and blah, blah, blah. There's no emotion in it. There's no passion in it. I have no care for it. I like dealing with people face to face on a day-to-day basis. Just real people. I went back into property. And I got a managerial position because of my experience. It's a fantastic job. I'm still here. I love it. I really do love it.
It's a great gig.
It's a fantastic gig, bro. And I went through all those prior experiences to get to where I am now, and very content, very happy with what I have. And alhamdulillah, everything else in my life is kind of contributing to making my life a lot happier than it's ever been. So that's my CV for the people. That's my job. I don't know why.
It's a hell of a journey. I will say that.
It's been a journey, man.
It's been ups and downs and all around.
So is life.
So is life.
Yeah.
It's just part and parcel of life.
Yeah.
And yes, when it's fresh, when it's raw, as you guys have seen during the podcast today, it can affect you when it's new and fresh. Looking back at it, moving forward is when you have the 2020 vision. You've got the 2020 hindsight. Mm-hmm. That is where you make a choice about what you're bitter about and what you're not bitter about, and change your perspective. Realize that was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. Multiple occasions. Every time I look back, I wouldn't change a damn thing. Because I am who I am here right now because of all those things that happened.
Yeah, I have a point which can kind of be linked into that, but I think it can also be discussed at a later point. I'm going to bring it up in a bit. But let's delve more into your situation. So you were at Gilly Hicks. You went to university, done your undergraduate. You then started working at Beat for a little bit. Mm-hmm. You then went and done security.
Yep.
You graduated from your undergraduate.
Yep.
And you went and done a master's.
Yeah. And while I was doing my master's, I was working at a vegan restaurant in Baker Street. Front of house, it was pretty much similar to you. I was running the place most days. It got to that point. I'd be going down, up, making smoothies here, talking to the kitchen staff. I was the only one working for long periods of that. And that gave me a lot of fulfillment because it was the first time I felt fully responsible for a place. Mm. Now, COVID hit. That business actually, unfortunately, went under. But it was a great experience. Even though people know I don't agree with the veganism movement.
Vegans are just pussies, isn't it?
You lot are dumb, seriously, bro. Man. Eat some steak. You'll feel better, okay? Come in here all fucking pale and that. Shut up, bro. Sorry.
We said at the break that we were going to leave the anger at the door.
It can't be done.
Not with vegans, no. It does fill me with anger.
Yeah. Yeah, but genuinely, amazing gig. You know, it was part-time. I can't complain about it. Met lovely people along the way. And graduated. Started looking for my first job.
Graduated from your master's?
Yeah.
Listen, let's big you up a little bit, my brother. Let's talk about the degrees, cuz. So what? Undergraduate was what? Astrophysics.
Yeah.
Okay. On a mad thing, yeah?
Albert Einstein thing.
He
was an astrophysicist. Neil deGrasse Tyson, but I hate him. Anyway.
Do you?
I don't like him.
Why?
He's so obnoxious. He's unbelievably obnoxious. He thinks he has the answer to everything. I maintain that degree in astrophysics taught me that we know less about space and the universe than we think we know. That's the only thing it reinforced for me. So it's great for somebody who's going in there, who's looking for answers. It's not good being somebody who thinks they know everything and makes you feel stupid for not knowing something. He's a great communicator of science. He's so obnoxious. I don't like the way he carries himself. Take the fucking hat off.
From the...
you're not a cowboy. Yeah?
From the interviews I've seen, he does seem a tad obnoxious. I haven't really sort of thought of it, but now I reflect back on some of the ways he discusses things and how he, in the middle of an explanation, then asks a rhetorical question which kind of prods at the ignorance of some people or the lack of understanding of some people. Yeah, maybe there is a bit of obnoxiousness. But
this is the thing with physicists. A lot of them are very obnoxious. They carry themselves like they know everything about everything. You know physics, bro. You don't know about everything. You're not allowed to have an opinion on international law. You're not allowed to have an opinion on any of that. But you feel like you have the right to have an opinion because you're a master physicist. Like, okay.
You don't have the answers, Sway.
You don't, I mean, yeah.
So the undergraduate was in astrophysics. What was your master's in?
My master's was in artificial intelligence.
Fucking robot, bro.
And it's a bit of a weird trajectory to go from astrophysics into a master's in AI, but it grasped me, man. It grasped me because it was a year that I was out of studying, and during that year I was literally doing my own programming. I was learning to program by myself, and I was doing that through using AI, like Python and all of these libraries and deep reinforcement learning, and I realized this is absolutely insane what you can do. So I went and did my degree, got the master's. It was a great experience. Great experience.
And you done it at King's?
Yeah.
Great uni.
Yeah.
Great uni. So you are very intelligente.
I'm intelligent in certain things. I'm very stupid at other things.
Yes. I can back that. Yeah, I can back that. You are a complete idiot.
In certain aspects, yes, I agree.
But book smart.
Yeah, very book smart.
Yeah.
When I put my mind to it.
Yeah, you have an interesting character trait.
Yeah.
You
I get obsessive.
You do. You have a very addictive personality, which can work in your favour and also against you. It's about controlling that addictive personality, which I think anyone with an addictive personality will sometimes struggle to have control over it. Because if it goes a little bit too far this way, might be a bit peak. If it goes a little bit too far that way, might be a bit peak.
Again, it's a bit peak. It's about honing it, finding the balance.
Right. It can only happen over time, right? You grow, you learn, etc. What was my point? Addictive personality.
This is a character trait I have.
It's a character trait that you have. You are really good at putting your mind to something and doing it.
Yeah.
Like when you decided to lose weight, sure, all of the steroids helped, but you put your mind into studying about the steroids, figuring out what helps, and really
the
going
steroids
for
to take
it.
for fat loss. Yeah. I did all of that. I was in the gym twice a day doing cardio. I was eating chicken salad. I had everything dialed in, bro.
Yeah, and
it wasn't just the steroids. They helped a lot.
In the evenings, you'd inject yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had someone else do it for me. I was a bit too shook. Yeah. You know, it has to get quite,
Oh, mad. Is it round there?
Yeah, you can inject in your glute, in your quad, in your delt, but really, most people do it here because there's the most meat and there's the least chance of infection. So, yeah. Okay. I've done a lot of research into steroids, by the way. I'm not actually on them, guys. Don't actually think that, but gonna have to edit that in. Yeah, I've done.
Yeah, but you are that person. You've always been that person. When you really put your mind to something, you really sort of go out and achieve it. And I'm quite envious of that because I'm not like fucking Boris Johnson there or Gordon Ramsay. I'm quite envious of that because I'm not necessarily that way inclined. You know, I'm like an old car. I'm like a B-Reg, you know. It takes a few turns of the ignition and I kick in, it takes me a bit of time to kind of get into it. Whereas for you, you're like,
I flick a switch.
You fucking flick a switch and you're like, bang, I'm on it. And I'm quite envious of that. It's a very good trait to have and good on you. And
this is why people say I'm 0 to 100. It's
very much so. But do you know what? As long as you have control of it, that's a great trait to have. The sort of kicking into it and doing it as well as you do. So props to you, man. You've got 2 wonderful degrees in very, very difficult things, and you've done a great job to do that. So yeah, really good, man. Really good. You graduated, and you then decided to
become a rush hour prick.
Yeah,
I joined the cause, and I can't say I didn't enjoy my time there.
Yeah,
I can't say that.
And then you got fired.
Then I got fired, which you guys know about already. Again. All of my actions, they're all for banter. If you want to hire me, I'm a great, great candidate.
Yes, he won't stomp on your head or tear your head open to expose your brains. That's what you said. looking at me like that for, bro? That's what you said,
I'm
bro.
thinking if I did the right thing doing that.
Yes, fine, bro. He ain't gonna watch it. He's too busy watching fucking Bollywood. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah. So I came out, got that job, and it finally, like, all of the hard work that I'd put in for years culminated into this one moment where I finally get the contract and sign it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I did it. The thing I've been fighting for years, I did it.
Yeah.
But and then I realized I did it.
I think, listen, everyone has their own individual journey, individual path. They reach their end goal in their own way. We live in a time where I think a lot of it's to do with social media. We spoke about this earlier, the whole Instagram thing and my life's this and my life's that. And people tend to have a thing of, I'm not doing enough. I'm not achieving enough.
I definitely
I'm this
that.
age and I haven't done this in comparison to my man who's how old and he's done this, that and the other. I do it now with footballers. I'm like, bro, you're like 21 and you're smashing life and you're doing this and that and the other.
Comparison is the thief of joy, bro.
100%. I learned that fairly early. I now look at the footballers more enviously because I'm just like, oh, I wish I could fucking play football. How fucking nice would that be? But bro, you're getting paid fucking millions for
doing what you love, yeah.
Piss me off, bro. You done your journey and your path in a good way. You got a job in something that you realised that you wanted to do post your undergraduate, where you then started to do your own programming, your own understanding of AI. You learned how AI could help you in certain ways and what you're interested in. It took you a while to understand and hone in on, this is what I'm interested in. This is what I could potentially do a career in.
Yeah.
I jumped into sales quickly. Get the money, work. I had a different journey and a different path. I had to do things that I didn't enjoy to understand that I didn't enjoy them. You took longer, but learnt yourself, and ultimately we ended up pretty much in the same place.
Yeah.
We're now at the same sort of age where we understand the things that we enjoy and don't, and the things that we would want to do for work and we don't want to do for work. I went through the jobs. You spent time to understand in yourself, what do you enjoy, what do you want to do? Don't know my point in that, but props to you, well done.
The point was that we both took different routes to get to the same place.
Yeah.
So, and comparison is the thief of joy, so don't ever compare yourself to other people.
That is definitely my advice to people. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare your relationship to other people's relationships. Nope. Don't compare where you are in life financially, in terms of your own stability, mental health, whatever, in comparison to other people, because you will fuck yourself up even further.
Yes.
I knew a girl who told me once, we worked together, and I don't know what it was like close to sort of her birthday, and she was like, oh, I was like, oh yeah, by the way, happy birthday, it's your birthday soon. I think, it was on the weekend or something, we were off work. Oh, happy birthday. Oh yeah, I'm not really that happy because by now I was meant to be married and I should have been having my second kid by now. And I know that's a big thing for women. Like, there's an expectation of, I need to be married by this time, I need to have kids by this time. And I said to her, listen, you cannot plan life. You cannot plan life. And the more you try and plan it, the further you get away from achieving it and the more disappointed you end up being.
And you're further away from the place you're meant to be because you're trying to force something that's not happening.
Yeah.
You need to sometimes give it up to fate.
Just let it be, man. Go through the fucking motions and you will get to wherever you need to get to eventually. Have it in the back of your mind, but don't let it stagnate you. Don't let it
paralyze you.
100%.
No, don't do that. Yeah. The way you can be a light for other people is not being in that headspace. People will look up to you when you're comfortable and everything is cohesive and congruent. You will become bitter if you're chasing something like that. Because once you get it, it's never as good as you thought it would be.
Yes, but also don't look for other people to look up to you. Your life is your life. Your life is your life. It doesn't fucking matter what other people think. Social media
is toxic for this.
100.
Because people are posting their best highlights. That's all they're posting. They're not going to sit there and tell you they're feeling depressed. When really, A lot of people go home after work every day, probably depressed, just do bullshit, get back up, go about it. Like, everyone is struggling in some way.
Yeah.
So, again, don't compare yourself to other people. Do your own thing and do it with pride.
You can only learn about yourself through yourself. You can't learn about yourself through other people. You can't look at another person's journey and then learn about your journey and yourself and where you should be and what you should. No, it's all internal. It's all, this is what makes me tick. This is what I like. This is what I enjoy. Stop looking at other people. Because you're going to get no joy out of your life and you're going to end up fucking miserable.
Yeah.
Even when you achieve the thing that you think you wanted to achieve through other people, you're not going to.
Yeah.
How many fucking people are there in the world like that? Let's look at J. Cole. Chaining Day.
My days.
Chaining Day on Born Sinner.
Yeah.
He worked his whole life to make as much money as he can, to make the music he wants, to be a proper rapper and a hip-hop artist and be out there and have notoriety and people love his music. What happened when he got all the money? What happened when he bought his first chain?
I realised, man.
This ain't fuck all, man. I chased something for no reason.
Yeah. I was fooled because I compared myself to other people.
Again, there we're sort of making we're drawing on a comparison, or we're drawing on a particular person and their subject matter. But point is, you're not gonna find joy through other people. You need to find that internally, and that comes from the discussion that we just had. I had to work the jobs that I did to understand what I enjoy and what I don't, and you had to take the time. Mm-hmm. Which a lot of people will frown on. And to be fair, I made the point to you a lot when you were making the rush hour prick thing to me in our very early 20s. And I said to you, bro, you're going to get there one day. You have to. And to be fair, how much did I push you?
Yeah.
How much did I say to you? You need to get a job. You need to make a lot of money because life is life, bro. There's fucking
life
bills.
Is hard, but it's harder without money. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And you know how I feel about money. I don't care about it, but I know how necessary it is.
It's a necessity.
It's so necessary, bro. So with that being said, Burstman.
We're back.
But yeah, props to you, bro. Props to you because you took your time, you found what you wanted, and you've fallen off the horse, but just jump on another thing, bro.
No, I'm not worried in the slightest. You know, I've got my experience now. What I need to do is knuckle down, send out a few job applications, you know. But I'm going to be much more selective now. Because if I'm being honest, yeah, this was fun. I was programming. It still isn't what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. What I wanted to do was work in AI, not be a software engineer. Data science. Things like that. Not working on a very old code base using the C++ language and basically just, it's the same work every sprint, every iteration. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. And I think it's finally time to be selective because I'm in a position to be. I have the degrees, I have the experience now. Now I can actually be selective. And I feel like they've actually done me a massive, massive service because my contract was 18 months. I've done a year. I can go on to a lot more pay now earlier.
Yeah.
So I need to start framing things differently. And it's hard to do that at the beginning now. But I'm getting there. Acceptance is coming slowly, guys. Mm-hmm. So you're going to be on the journey with me. I'm going to wear my heart on my sleeve. And you're going to hopefully gain something from that too.
Life is full of blessings in disguise. You know. And this could be one of them. I've had many of them in my life. I've had things that I thought were good for me. I've had things that I thought I really enjoyed, and all of a sudden the rug is pulled from beneath your feet. And after a little while, you realize, and after enough times of it happening, you realize this is a good thing.
Yeah,
you know, this is a good thing.
Which is stoicism in itself. So,
large up Andrew Tate.
He's not a spokesperson for stoicism, bro.
He just says it a lot, innit? You know what I'm saying? So
he's a fake stoic.
You got to chat about it, bro. You got to chat about it. Listen.
Oh, I'd love to have him on the podcast.
That would be interesting.
That would be hella interesting.
That would be interesting. Yeah. We should get Neil deGrasse Tyson on as well.
Yeah.
Just
people we hate.
Yeah. I don't hate either of them, to be fair. But
I don't hate them.
I don't hate anyone. Apart from my fucking money.
Yeah. Or else. We have a question that segues out of this topic really nicely, though.
Okay.
Are you on the Google Forms?
I'm on the Google form.
There's a question.
There's a job question.
Yeah.
Should I ask the job question?
Ask it.
Now, I have historically asked questions the way they have been written.
Yes.
So I will do the same.
Continue to do so. That's what the people are spending their
This
time
is an anonymous question, and it's probably anonymous because of the fact that this person has no idea how to type. So, my sis gonna hit 18 and is trying to figure it out, like job-wise, uni, some other sort of gig, you know? What you recommend, girl or boy?
Yeah, when I read it,
I have no idea
you kind of said who it was, a girl or boy. It's your sister, so it's a girl.
No, but that doesn't even make sense. What you recommend, girl or boy?
Listen, they were probably drunk when they wrote that. It's fine. I don't know who it is.
I'm very confused. We can get... Yes, anonymous. We can get the first part quite easily, which is essentially what he's asking is his sister's soon to be 18 and they're trying to figure out what to do job-wise, uni-wise.
So there is a huge benefit to university, and I feel like it's lost in translation nowadays because a lot of people are pushing this anti-education thing. You don't need a degree. You don't need da-da-da-da-da. I'm going to come at it from a different perspective. I went through that.
I'm interested to hear this.
I didn't need it, but it helped a lot. It helped me make a lot of friends. It helped me be in an environment where everyone was doing the same thing I was. It was a great place to network with people and to kind of find out about yourself a lot. You're not going to have that experience anywhere else apart from university. Now, the price is horrible. The price is horrible.
At £9,000 a year, is it worth it to make some connections?
The degree is not useless.
Let's be honest, Mike.
It's not useless.
Let's be honest. You and I have both been to university.
It's underwhelming.
Who the fuck do you network with at university?
Oh, I
They're
know.
all... yeah, come on. Out of your entire fucking uni experience, 1, 2, 3 people, maybe.
Yeah.
You're spending 9k a year to be around drunkards, twats who just want to fuck and drink. And that's it. For 9k a year. Let's say you do a traditional 3-year course. You're coming out with 27k debt. Listen, fair. You're getting £50, £100 coming out of every paycheck. You only have to pay after a certain amount, whatever. They're bumping you, bro. 9k a year. When my sisters went to university, they got paid 3k a year to go to uni. It was free.
I know.
We were the first year that got changed to 9k. They are bumping you, bro. I disagree with you.
That's fine.
I think university, unless you are doing something specialised, unless you want to be a doctor...
But that's where we differ, right? Because you didn't do something specialised. I did something specialised.
What are you trying to say about my degree, boss?
But just because...
No.
It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money, waste of time.
Where's the shank?
You could have just not done it.
Where's the shank?
Do you want to tell the people what it was?
Where's the people? I think we've discussed it.
Drama, theatre, performance.
Yes, I studied drama, theatre and performance studies. Don't make me fucking poke you, bruv, about waste of time. It was a complete waste of time. I worked so long to pay off a degree for drama, theatre and performance studies. Complete waste of time.
No, this is it. This is the point. You hit the nail on the head, bro. If you're going to do something specialised or you have aspirations to do something specialised, you need the degree.
Yes.
You're not going to be in a position to do that job without a degree in something specialised.
Yes. I don't disagree when it's a necessity.
Yeah.
When it's a necessity, I don't disagree. University is required. When it's not a necessity...
Go do something
waste
else.
of time.
So, this is just something for this person to consider for their sister, right? What does she want to do?
Yeah.
It sounds like she doesn't know what she wants to do. Mm-hmm. And when you're in that kind of... I would say go to uni so you figure it out, even if you do something useless.
No.
You don't think that?
No. Take time.
Just take time.
Take time, bro. Listen, you don't need to... University's not going anywhere. You don't need to go to uni straight away. Because what are you going to do? You're going to do a degree... Listen, this is very individual to this person. If they have a subject in school that they're really interested in, let's say English. They're very interested in English. They want to study a degree in English and then maybe do a teaching qualification afterwards, become a teacher. Maybe they want to study journalism. Maybe they want to study creative writing, something like that. Whatever. If you have a passion at school and something that you're really interested in, it's the reason I study drama. I love drama at school. It's something I was very interested in, so I went and done it at university. Ultimately, was that degree important for me? No. Are most degrees important for you? No. You come out of university now, even when we came out of university, and you talk to people now who are coming out of university, you go and show an employer a degree. Do they care?
No.
They don't give
They care about experience.
Fuck.
They only care about experience.
They don't give a flying fuck. My advice to this person is if your sister's 18 and she's thinking about what she wants to do for her next steps, if she has an idea of what she may be interested in from school subjects that could fit into a degree, go for it, study it. If not, take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time, learn more about yourself, maybe do the classic traveling thing, maybe just do a fucking a retail job or a hospitality job and try and figure more out.
It will come to you. The inspiration will come to you.
It will come to you. Take time, because this is what you and I have just discussed. Like, everyone's journey and path is different. Don't try and force it. Don't go to university for the sake of going to university.
But if you want a boilerplate answer that just makes like utilitarian sense, it's still, for me, learn to code. You can do so many different things once you've learned to code. You can go into data science, you can go into software engineering, you can start your own thing.
Yeah, we're now kind of in that age where that is such an important thing. I feel like even schooling has changed a lot now.
Yes.
There's a lot more emphasis on that in your formative years where you have to be at school, on those kind of subject matters where it wasn't as much for us when we were at school. Yeah, I mean, hopefully that's good enough advice. My advice would be just take time and figure it out, but don't feel under pressure and don't do something you don't want to do.
Yeah, also, whoever's asking the question, don't pressure them to do something immediately as well. Like, try not to. Like, I know you want them to, it comes from a nice place, you don't want them to struggle later, you probably have all of these ideas going on in your head. 18 years old, I was a fucking idiot, okay? Compared to who I am now. And when I was 18, I thought I knew everything.
On a Neil deGrasse Tyson thing.
Now I realize I knew nothing. Looking back at 18-year-old Mike, I was a bloody idiot. How can I make a decision what I'm going to do for the rest of my life at that point?
Yeah. Yeah, 18 is so young.
So young.
So young. And you don't realize it when you're 18, but now when I interact with people of that sort of age bracket,
you realize
you're a fucking child,
so
man.
Stupid.
Very naive, very childlike. Even if you've done, listen, this is an 18-year-old god, by all means, I'm not talking about your sister like this, but there's a lot of girls out there who are like makeup and this and that, and they look a lot older, and they got the fucking bum injected with some shit, they got their lips injected with some shit, and they think they're big girls. You're not big girls, you're a child, chill the fuck out, learn about yourself.
You're going to get slapped with a reality check eventually.
Trust me.
Real talk.
Hopefully that was good advice. I don't know.
I think it was good. We covered it from both our perspectives. I think it was great advice. Do we have any more questions?
Yeah, I mean, seeing as we've started on the questions,
should we might as well
carry on with that? Okay. What's the next one? Would you be down to join in a donkey punch?
I'll
be honest, I don't know what any of that means.
Isn't a donkey punch when you're doggying a girl and then you punch her in the back of the neck as she orgasms, so she clenches on your dick? Isn't that what a donkey punch is?
What? Whew, okay.
Yeah.
If so, I refuse to answer this question. But I need to Google this because that just...
Yeah, it was a film in 2008.
It was a film in 2008. So what it says is donkey punch is the sexual practice of can't do this. Donkey punch is the sexual practice of inflicting blunt force trauma to the back of the head or lower back of the receiving partner during anal or vaginal sex as an attempt by the penetrating partner, ... continues to prompt you to go to Wikipedia and find out more about the plot of this film or what the act of donkey punching is.
I think we get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You already knew what it was. Mike, have you ever donkey punched in your life?
I have never donkey punched anyone in my life.
Why do you know what donkey punching is?
I've watched the film.
Have you?
Yeah, when it came out.
What kind of film is this?
It's actually quite a good film.
Is it? But
It's like a horror film, but it's kind of like a thriller.
is it sexual in nature?
Yeah. Like this happens, but the donkey punch only happens like at the beginning of the film,
Okay.
and then there's a few people on a boat, right? And this happens in one of the bedrooms, and then he realized, oh, I killed her, and then no one knows, and then they find the dead body, and then they start like distrusting each other. If this is the film I remember, and then it's quite good. Like, it's not bad. I mean, 5.2 out of 10. I was an idiot when I watched it. I was probably 18 years old, so don't listen to anything I'm saying. But the donkey punch is not like it's just a main part of the film.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
But it became big enough for this Donnie to ask us a question about it.
It could be a donette.
Could be a donette.
It could be a donette.
What's the question? Do you want to participate?
Would you be down to join in a donkey punch? Join in a donkey punch.
Join in a donkey punch?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, well, I've got a headache after that.
Yeah.
I genuinely have a headache after that. I am sickened by the idea of it.
Yeah.
I am surprised you know what it is.
I know many things.
I'm not surprised, actually. My answer to that question is no. No, I am not interested.
I'm not down. I'm not interested. Don't ever ask a question again.
No, please do. We need them. We need them. Like and subscribe. For now, we need them. But
you kind of shocked us a little bit, though. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, just knowing what donkey punching is now is just mental. But yeah, no, I would not be down to join in a donkey punch. Great question. Thank God you stayed anonymous. On to the next one. Fucking hell, bro. That threw me off, bro. Man said, yeah, you're clarting a thing, yeah? Dogs, yeah?
Dogs.
Fucking banger in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Clench up the thing.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
So it gets, nice and tight.
Yeah, fuck all that. That's stupidness. All I have to say is, brother, I'm assuming it's a brother or a sister, please pray. Okay?
I mean, how does joining in... carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, it could be nuts. If we go down that path, it could get nuts.
Let's not.
We leave it there.
We're not theory crafting anything.
We leave it there.
It's over.
We leave it
okay?
there. We leave it there. Absolutely ridiculous. Fuck this.
My mum and dad are going to watch this episode too.
Yes.
It's okay.
I have people of interest who may be watching this as well, and I'm not happy about this.
I'm not happy about it either. Do we have any more questions, please?
Yes. Fucking move on, mate. Whew. All right. Next question. What do you think of mums and teachers on OnlyFans? Now, before Bram Stoker wrote Dracula, I don't think OnlyFans was so prominent. But post Dracula, he Dracula himself really made OnlyFans very prominent.
Yeah, it elevated it to the position where it is now.
Yes, and now you have like the Twilight Donnies.
Exactly,
and,
a lot of pale people, and
yeah.
they're following on from the vegans.
Yeah.
So it's
aside from the stupidness, I think they meant OnlyFans.
They're trying to censor it, I guess, with the fangs. That's like a way that people censor it online nowadays. Really? Yeah, but we're on YouTube. We can say OnlyFans.
What do you think of mums and teachers on OnlyFans?
Now, I think it's a horrible situation.
Yeah.
If I'm not for it. I'm gonna be plain and honest with you, bro. Plain and honest.
Specific to mums and teachers?
Mums and teachers.
Okay.
Women who are supposed to be in a role that young, impressionable people look up to.
Nurturing.
Maternal. This is not the job for you.
Mm.
If you're doing OnlyFans, I have to question your character. I have to question your morals. I have to question your position. I'm sorry. This is very... Just being honest, bro.
No, fair. Look, it's completely,
Yeah, I don't... And if it was my kid, and I learned that their teacher, female teacher, was on OnlyFans as well, I would have a problem with it. I'm sorry. I don't want you schooling my child. I don't want my child learning from you. I don't want my child to end up like you.
Okay, but look, to play devil's advocate here, right? This individual is obviously doing it outside of their working environment. It's very unlikely your child is going to see them on OnlyFans. Are we saying that these people are not allowed to be sexual because of the fact that they're mums and teachers?
There's a moral obligation you have to uphold when you take a role like that.
But the question is what they're doing, i.e. OnlyFans, then taking away from their morality of being a mum or a teacher?
Yes, of course, because if you're going to capitalize on the sexualization of yourself, i.e. making money through OnlyFans by showing your fucking pussy, yeah, I'm sorry, morally...
But isn't it their own prerogative?
It's their own prerogative. Don't become a teacher.
Don't become a mum?
Don't become a mum.
Really?
Don't become a mum.
Interesting.
Bro,
I'm not saying I disagree with you.
That kid is going to go through hell if anyone ever finds that OnlyFans.
Did you ever see that Elle Brooke interview with Piers Morgan?
No.
Piers Morgan was talking to Elle Brooke, who's an OnlyFans star. She's like, I think, a full-on porn star. And she does, like, influencer boxing and shit and blah, blah, blah. She had an interview with Piers Morgan, and Piers Morgan was like, what are your kids going to think? Are you ever going to want kids? When they look back, and her response was plain and simple, and she smiled, and she said, they can cry in a Porsche. Or they can cry in a Ferrari, or something like that.
Yeah, until you realise they don't want a Ferrari.
They want a mum.
They want a mum.
Yeah. I mean, I would hate for, if I was her child, I'd be like, fuck you, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, so that her statement is a very selfish statement. Again, I completely devil's advocate. I don't disagree with you. I very much take up the opinion of do your thing. Do whatever the hell you want to do. Don't do it around me. The whole question of, what if your child's teacher is the person who was doing it? If they had, I guess it comes down to very granular detail. If they're like a mega star and well known and really out there, what if they did faceless?
Fair enough, but it's not the point of finding out about it or it being... It's about your character and your traits and your worldview bleeding into my child. That's what I don't like.
Yeah, I mean, you'd hope as a teacher that you wouldn't implement any of that anyway. You're there just to...
No, but when you're with somebody for 10 hours a day, like kids
but they're there to teach the curriculum and not their opinions.
Well, the curriculum's changing a lot.
Oh, yeah, don't get me started on that. Fuck the curriculum. I'm not schooling my children in this country. Yeah. I'm telling you that much. I don't disagree. Look, with you, the entire OnlyFans or Fangs scene, I don't agree with.
I don't agree with it.
What these people are doing.
You're capitalizing off of lonely men, and there's a lot of lonely men.
Also, bro, like, fuck these guys, man. Like, what's wrong with you, bro?
You lot are
There's
lame.
free fucking shit out there, bro.
They want the connection.
What connection?
These women sell the connection as well, bro. That's the point of OnlyFans.
What connection?
You're subscribing.
Bro,
it's more personal.
Bro, there are gal out here selling their bathwater, and people are buying it.
I know. It shows you the state that men are in right now.
Pathetic. Fucking hell, man.
Get a grip,
Angers
you
me,
fucking
bro.
simps. Okay.
Angers me, bro.
Fucking hell.
Seriously, I completely disagree.
Get a grip.
Do you know what? If there are guys out there who will happily buy a woman's bathwater, then you go, girl. Do your thing. Go make money off your bathwater, because how fucking ridiculous does the guy have to be? Yeah. Seriously.
Really
Pathetic,
and truly, if it was the other way around and women were this lonely and men could capitalize on OnlyFans, men would do it too.
Listen, look how old the industry is. Prostitution has existed for centuries.
Yeah.
It's the oldest industry. You know, it's been around. It's obviously now just modernized and gone into the digital world like everything else has.
Yeah.
But look, I don't agree with it. From moral standpoint, from my belief system, I don't believe in any of that.
So you believe it's prostitution, what they're doing?
In essence,
because
yes.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Yeah, of course.
You're a prostitute for hire every time a guy subscribes to you.
You are sexually selling yourself. You are a prostitute just digitally.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, again, my perspective, do your thing. Whatever you want to do it. As long as it's not affecting me and the people around me, don't care.
But when they're a mum and a teacher, they're affecting the children.
The mum thing, I think, is more difficult to be like, you know, the teacher thing I understand.
Yeah.
The teacher thing I definitely understand. The mum thing, I don't know. That's a bit of a grey area because, again, like, as the devil's advocate position that I held earlier is like, are we trying to sort of stifle a woman's sexuality? You know, this is what a lot of potential feminists will come back and say is, we're women. It doesn't matter what position we hold. It doesn't matter if you're a mum, grandma, teacher, doctor, whatever. We can be sexual beings. Of course you can. Of course you can. Of course you can. Just do it with your partners. Do it in your own bedroom. Have some fucking pride. Etiquette. Have some pride. Like, don't be a whore. Like, you are just all whores.
And can I also say one thing? Modesty is something I look for in a woman.
Yeah. Also, this goes for men as well. There are men on OnlyFans, there are male porn stars.
No,
this
but it's high, well. Like, come on, bro. Like, most of the people making the money are women. Okay?
Yes, making the money, yes. But there has to be as many male porn stars as female, surely. Because who's fucking them otherwise?
Well, they reuse a lot of the same men in porn, and they get a lot of girls.
Yeah, look, okay, yeah.
Stop selling yourself. Okay? Stop it.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
You really don't have to, man.
You don't have to. There are better ways of making money. Okay? It's a path of least resistance. You don't really want to try. You got blessed with a sexy body, and now you want to go about using it like that. Come on. Have some self-respect.
If you want to do it, crack on. But just you know,
I'm not gonna be that. I'm not gonna. You're taking a PR side here. I'm not saying that. Fuck you. Marco asks,
yeah,
why is Emal delusional about his football skill? 4 laughing, crying faces.
Listen here, you fucking prick. I'm gonna keep this short and brief. Okay? Out of my boys who I go and play football with, of whom Marco is part of, you know, my brethren, my group of friends.
Yeah.
I am by far the best footballer there, and we're leaving it there.
He left it there. It's over.
We're leaving it there.
We're gonna let you come back to it.
No. Do you know what? No, fuck that. Why am I going to leave it there? I've told you many times before, I'm the best one there, and I'll fucking say it with chest. No doubt about it. Move on. Technically, vision, mentality, fucking brain, IQ, yeah? You man can't lace my boots.
I love the confidence. The confidence.
Wallahi, I say it with chest. I'm done with people telling me otherwise. Fuck that. Move on.
You got your answer, big man. Okay.
Love you though, bro.
How would you both feel about being famous?
Ooh. I'd hate it.
I don't think I'd hate it. I think I'd have to maneuver it very well.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm a very private person, you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a very, very private person. I grew up that way. I've always been that way. I will always be that way. Production meeting.
Famous.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a very private person. And I would not want my sort of life and my close connections and whatever to sort of be out there. But it's very easy to navigate that. It's not very easy, but it's very feasible to navigate that.
That's what I meant by maneuvering it.
Yeah,
I have to maneuver it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think maneuvering it is probably the key thing, you know. Generally, I think I would dislike it because I'm not the kind of person who wants to really be out there, despite the fact we're doing a podcast and we're on YouTube and stuff, but you know, and we are hoping that it will go well and, you know, we'll, you know, do well.
fame. Like, what level of fame are we talking about here? Is it like everyone will recognize your face instantly when they see you and be like, oh, can I get a photo? Like, that would get a bit too much.
Yeah.
I feel like my ego would get really inflated if I didn't control it. It would come with a lot of issues. Like, a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. I've never really been... I don't think I've ever been, like, egotistical. I'm sure I have been to an extent, or I have a bit of ego. Yes, I know what I just said, but that's just pure confidence and fact. Okay.
Continue. You're answering it for everyone. Marco, well done. Great question, bro. Never ever let this guy get famous, bro. I swear down.
I really shot myself in the foot. No, I'm confident of my abilities.
Yeah.
You
know, I'm just joking.
Yeah, no, I know. But it does, after what I said, doesn't really align, does it?
Hippocrates, cuz.
Yeah, you're done though. Yeah, no, man. I'd dislike being famous. Yeah, if I was to sort of be stopped and asked for, I don't think it would stroke my ego. It just pissed me off. I wouldn't be able to like go places that I want to go and blah blah blah. But
you know, Michael Jackson. You know, he had to hire out a whole supermarket just so he could feel what it was like to go into a supermarket.
Really?
Have you seen the video of that?
Never heard that.
Yeah, no. You just see him like, you know, oh, this is great. This is cereal. So weird.
That was a weird rendition as well.
He sounds like that. A little bit. I'm bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not really for me, despite what we're doing here and the fact that we're
not trying to be famous.
We're not trying to be famous for sure.
We're trying to maybe
we are aware that it could potentially.
Yeah, but the chances are very slim, and also we're trying to make a living out of doing something creative.
Yeah,
and if that brings fame on some level, okay, we're gonna have to manage it. But being actually famous, like Leonardo DiCaprio, like these kind of people, no, I don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that.
How would I feel about it? I wouldn't like it.
I wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the question.
Thanks a lot. Any more?
Yeah. James has said the chairs look comfy. Nice quality there.
Again, he has
brought it right back
with a statement, and not a question. At this point, James, my brother.
Yeah.
I feel like you're wasting our time. And we are going to discuss this next week, and we're going to leave that there. Okay? Might be a little teaser there for you. Do we have any more?
That's it. We're done.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, those were the questions. We spoke about our jobs. Should we briefly touch on football? I feel like we can skip football. I've not really been... I've been in touch with United, and my chest hurts, and I don't want to talk about it. On that very sad and somber note of how Man United are ruining me.
Yes. If you want to submit questions, at HIDCast on TikTok and Instagram, holditdownpod@gmail.com, or check the anonymous form down in the description.
Yes, indeed. And thank you again for riding with us, man. 5 episodes in, and we're doing all right. We want the numbers to pick up. Please do please do subscribe on YouTube. Hit the bell button so you're notified when we upload. Come on, bro. I do my thing. I know my thing, bro. But yeah, appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. That was the Hold It Down podcast, episode 5. We'll be back next week with a very special episode. Episode 6, Christmas special. Yeah. Keep your eyes peeled for that because it's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
We got a special guest coming. It's no one famous. It's all right. But he's famous to us and we love him. But yeah, special guest Christmas episode next week. Keep it luck.
Hold it down. Love you all.